Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you are new here. I'd love to be friends. Today I'm going to do this neutral look. Neutrals are just my freaking favorite. And I did this look yesterday and a lot of you guys asked me to do a tutorial on it. So here you go. A sample in the mail the other day with my new foundation from Hourglass. It is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I freaking love this, so I'm going to use it again today. I have a tendency to use too much of this. I honestly don't think you need this much. So next I'm going to use the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I love this foundation. It's got a super natural finish to it. It can be like a medium coverage but buildable. So I've got two shades here. One is a bit too dark and one is a bit too light. So what I'm going to do is put on the dark one first and then put the light one over it so that they blend together evenly. I know, it looks orange. Just wait for it, okay? So that was in the shade Ivory, and now I'm going to use this shade Porcelain. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad when you blend it out, right? Now, I don't mind using a more medium coverage foundation because I'm going to use a full coverage concealer anyway, so I can just use that on the areas that I need more coverage on. But that's really plenty of foundation. Ta-da! Yeah, so pretty. So natural looking. So next I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Aura Achiever Concealer. I am loving this concealer. The only thing I don't love about it is that it's scented, because I always have felt like that's unnecessary to have in products that you're putting on your skin. Like powders, I like a scent, but liquids, it's just like, that's probably not great for my skin. But it does have skincare within it, and it is a really amazing concealer. It's got really full coverage. It dries pretty quick. Minimal creasing. It's honestly my favorite concealer at this point, but I just feel like the scent could have been left out. But yeah, look at that. Now I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Tan Tour in Fair. Okay, now I'm gonna bake with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. Okay, and now I'm gonna bronze with the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. now I'm gonna go off camera and do my brows. Okay, my brows are done. I'm gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer to prime my eyes. Okay, so I used several different palettes yesterday to get the look that I really wanted. I'm really specific about like what colors I use to get a certain look. So obviously you could create a similar look using one single palette. You don't have to use multiple. So I'm going to show you the colors so that you can kind of try to match those if you want to do this look. So the first palette I used is the Nudie Patootie palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles. And I used Reveal as the color here. And I'm going to start with a soft fluffy brush and just really blow it out. Okay, next I'm going to use the Morphe James Charles palette. And I'm using this really dark shade here, like the darkest brown in the palette. I really like this brown because it has a lot of pigment and it's more of like a cool tone brown. So I'm using the flatter end of the Anastasia brush to really pack on the color here. So now that I have the dark color blended out, I'm going to add just a little bit of a transition shade. So I'm going to use the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to use the Warm Taupe in here. This is one of my favorite freaking colors ever, honestly. I know, boring, right? But so good. So I'm going to use the fluffy side of the brush that comes with that palette. And I topped it off, and then I'm just going to blend out between the lightest color and the darkest color here. And honestly, the darker color got a little bit more blended out than I intended, and I think a little bit more blended out than I did yesterday, but oh well. Okay, now below my eye, I really like to have a liner as a base so that it kind of really sticks the darker color below your eye and doesn't go everywhere. So I'm going to use the Appeal Gel Liner in Deep Taupe. And then I'm just going to take and blend that out. Okay, and now I'm going to blend out below my eye with Reveal from the Nudie Patootie palette. And I'm using the Morphe 456 to blend that out. It's like kind of flat but fluffy. Okay, next I'm going to prime for a cut crease using the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in color Fair Neutral. It's super light and I want this to look kind of like nude, so it's perfect for that. Keep in mind it's going to stay really similar to the color that you're using as a base. So for this I am using the Morphe 416. The smaller the brush, the more precise that your cut crease is going to be. So I really love this brush for it. So starting again on the inner corner, on the bottom. And then you want to kind of look up. Give yourself a line there. Now you'll notice that the line that it makes is kind of more in, whereas I like mine to come around and be more round. So I'm measuring where it stops up here, but then I'm going to make it really round to the bottom inner corner from there. Okay, and then I kind of want it to come more out in the middle. See how it's like a shape? That's how I want it to be. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pat this with my finger because I want it to dry evenly. Careful not to mess up the edge. And then I'm going to take a brush and just kind of wipe this out so there's not a harsh edge. Wipe that in, so keep that shape. Make sure there's no creasing, and then I'm going to set it with the Huda Beauty setting powder so that it stays this kind of light color. Just going to grab that all on. I don't really care if it falls down, as it's just setting powder. And that's honestly my favorite cut crease look, is to have brown with nude there. The flat matte nude. Alright. So if you want the cut crease to be even sharper, take a little, any type of pointy eyeliner brush and just go around the edge of the cut with the darkest color there. It'll just make it even sharper. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight my eye using the Pure Sculptor palette from BoxyCharm and Pure, and I'm going to use the lightest highlight in here called Originator. No, this palette is like so old, but I just love it still, so that is the right color. The color that I'm looking for. And yesterday I kind of like blew my highlight out extra, and I kind of liked it. Below my brow. Okay, now I'm going to highlight my cheeks and face with the Anastasia Beverly Hills and AM Resi palette, or Am Resi, I'm not really sure. Am Resi? AM Resi? What's her name? Somebody tell me. I don't know. But I'm going to highlight with this highlight. Alright, I'm going to throw on the MAC in Extreme Dimension Mask. Now I'm going to use the Baddington and BoxyCharm lashes, but this is what they look like. They are really kind of natural and wispy. And then I'm going to stack them actually. So yesterday I glued one on and then glued the other on top, but I think I'm going to put the glue on together and then put them on together at once. So I'm using a little half lash here just to give it a little more volume at the outer edge. So this is what they look like together. You see it's just a little bit more voluminous on the one end, and that just adds so much. Before I glue on my lashes, I'm going to use a liner brush and the darkest color that I use. I'm going to spray it with the MAC Fix Plus and go along my lash line, just because when you stack lashes sometimes you can see where the line is, and it's going to kind of hide it more. So I'm using the white NYX liner in the waterline. Okay, yeah, so I just love the way that these lashes look together. It just gives it so much more volume at the end, which kind of like elongates my eyes, and I need that. So I'm going to use the MAC lip liner in Chestnut. Okay, now I'm going to use the MAC lipstick in Bad and Bare. It's this pretty brown color. Okay, now I'm going to use the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick in Holy Chic. So this is like a light rose pink. Certainly you could stop here, but I am going to go a step further and use the MAC and Pageant Star collab Peachy Peter just to add even more light pink to the center. So here is the finished look. I hope you guys loved this video. It did turn out slightly different than yesterday, but all looks are a little bit different. You know, it never could be exactly the same. So I hope you guys loved it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Okay, now that I've got my eyeliner on, I'm done. It's not fun anymore. From sober, I'm silly. All right.